little gap, I think, there as well on the left side, but olofmeister's got into window. Good map control for FaZe. Murder Hole is broken open as well, so that will give him a silent push through CT spawn if he decides he wants it. Olof, though, just taking jungle. Twistzz up in Palace right now. FaZe across the map. You said that they will do this, and in the pistol, it is certainly happening. Rain trying to open things up over towards B. The double nade stack in towards Rain, but it is going to be this A play coming in for FaZe Clan. sjuush is holding up in towards Palace, yet to swing out as Twistzz, but look at sjuush, the timing. olofmeister's been spotted. Headshot to open things up for the Danes. Bomb plant starting to come through. broky secures it, and it's in a good post plant position here. You've also got Twistzz in Palace.
There is a kit on the heroic side and a smoke, so that's something worth considering. Those Glocks can struggle, but Karrigan hears all those steps towards CT.
And look at the flank as well from KD, and the in-game leaders starting their flanks behind. sjuush is on default. Heroic are taking control. Smoke goes onto the bomb. Twistzz from Palace, yet to strike, yet to find that impact. He goes on out, starts to swing, starts to try and take some shots. He finally will get one. broky's found another, and KD has been spotted. Twistzz calling the ramp play with a defuse, and the smoke is Heroic who steal it away. The kick comes back to bite them. Refresh holds it. He finally goes down to the Glock of broky, but it's the pistol for Heroic that comes on through.
The round gets stolen away from under the Magician's nose. The smoke trick comes through for Heroic this time, and they go ahead and steal that one away. I pointed it out earlier, those smoke defuses on the pistol round can be so powerful. When those Glocks are trying to spam the smoke, it's really difficult to know whether you're landing your shots, whether you can hit that headshot. But look at the buy for FaZe. 3 AKs out in the second round. That is absolutely terrifying.
They lost the pistol, by the way, and they got these 3 AKs. It's kind of mental how we're in this situation, but Heroic have to fear this for sure. They pick up the bomb. FaZe initially had quite a heavy A lean, but they're fine leaving Karrigan up there alone. The rest of the pack will start to walk through T-spawn, but they have to be careful because they know Heroic likes to get aggressive, so it could be a mid-play. And in fact, there is. KDN's pushing up.
Gotta say, if I were on FaZe right now, I'd be giving one of those AKs over to Twistzz.
Oh, definitely.
We'll see if he can do good work with the Galil instead.
Rain's been sick in the tournament so far as well. I think he's coming back to a bit more form. You consider some of the patches of form he's had online. Got to see more out of Rain, and he's doing great stuff.
Definitely been solid so far at this event. If he could get an opening here for the team, that would be ideal. The molly's been missed into window, but it's not going to matter. Rain has snuck into connector. That leaves the A site susceptible.
Oh, Karrigan tries to get out. sjuush is down to find a couple, and another one from Sound. Finally gets shredded out by broky, but the damage was already inflicted, and refresh wasn't even needed up until this point. broky is in a 1v4. 25 seconds, jumps out of the connector. On top of the bench. No one giving him a chance here for Heroic. It's already starting to come through, and broky's down. That was a really solid buy for FaZe in terms of having those AKs out. They got the connector control they wanted. They had the A split on the cards, and they only get 1 kill. Really good haul from Heroic.
Really good hold from Heroic, and it is that similar playstyle from FaZe where they like to spread out, they like to try and split the sites, and because of that, Heroic have the ability to force a couple of individual fights on either side of the push. That's exactly what ends up happening. FaZe, unfortunately, unable to get the trade going. It's been one of their issues on these key sites, is finding those trade kills. And now, after such a promising start for FaZe with a close pistol round and a good buy in the second, this round unlikely to show too much.
sjuush does find Karrigan at the beginning. Round 3, and it's down again. Taking multi-kills, even against the default pistols, it's still impressive to see, as Heroic will go to 3.
Light work for Heroic in that round. This one may be more difficult, though. They do have rifles on pretty much every player. Refresh with the FAMAS, which is technically a rifle. It's not great, but you take it on the CT side. FaZe do have the full AKs, though. And here come some of those plays from Heroic. They are so dynamic with their CT setup. Round after round, they will switch things up. This time, they've got 3B. That leaves sjuush alone on mid, but he's done solid work early to get that kill.
Great opening kill to give the advantage to Heroic, and the issues just keep piling up for FaZe. They need to get some of these entries going. I feel like this playstyle almost relies on getting those opening kills.
Oh, Twistzz. Almost caught out by Olof, but smart decision to back away. No need to give away that fight and give that chance for one of those all-important entries for FaZe. He just ducks back.
Mid control is FaZe's to play with. Heroic have given them it because they're confident in their choke point holds, which have been so good so far. See why they're willing to give mid control away. We'll see what FaZe can do with this. They haven't really got any other leans, right? They haven't got anybody into the apartments or into Palace. So these splits aren't really that possible. They're all funneled in mid, and Heroic have got them trapped here.
They've got some really good positions on the Heroic side. They could gang up on him here. Down has been traded. It's into a 3v2.
And Refresh about to peek out. Oh, broky somehow still comes out with a headshot, and we're at a 2v2. There's a chance here for FaZe trying to get the round when things are looking so dire for them. His kills that start to come through really start to make the difference. broky on the double, but look at Kidian. He's a default just hiding away, and it's going to be olofmeister, his first victim. Kidian strikes, and into the darkness he goes again. broky looking to take him out, but Kidian with the second headshot arrives to the server with the kills, and Heroic have a fourth.
Heroic's highest rated player at the tournament so far shows up for them to close out that round.
3 players of FaZe right now don't have a single kill. It's been a real quiet start from them. And we talk about the fact that their T sides rely on those openings. I feel like if you're going to go for this loose style, you have nothing else to fall back on. You've got to get those kills at the start of the rounds, and they've been struggling on that front.
Karrigan especially has been taking the entry most often for FaZe on their T side, and he's only been winning his opening fights 28% of the time in the last few months. People have been keeping track of those stats throughout this tournament. It is somewhat similar for him, where Karrigan is trying to make those similar plays we know and love from him, where he goes in first and makes all that space, but he's not being anywhere near as successful as they used to be. This is more of a set play from FaZe, though. After some looser rounds early, they're on a lower buy here, and because of that, they'll try and go for the A play.
sjuush is that ticket box. He's going to throw the smoke out to the left side, but it's a quick play here from FaZe. Looking to try and take control of the site quickly. sjuush goes over the top, though. Can he see anybody down below it? Okay, has crossed over into Ninja.
Where's the plant?
Yeah, there's no plant coming through. Finally, the bomb will start to go through. It's on the back of Olof. He'll plant it down at triple, so it is secured, and that is money. But Kidian's in behind it. Twistzz is ready. The P250 versus the AK, and Twistzz wins it out. An AK now into the hands of Twistzz is a very scary prospect. And Karrigan forward into jungle. Kills coming in for sjuush and Refresh. Quick Rin. Can he find his first? He cannot. Refresh again, getting another, and it's all under Twistzz. 1 HP, and he has been neutered in this round. He's running away. No chance for the round win. Bomb plant, though. That's money for FaZe. But a 5th round for Heroic.
Twistzz was born to run in this round, sadly. No way he could win this one. He'll take the AK, but not a bad round for FaZe in terms of showing that these set plays can have some success for them at just getting onto the site, getting into somewhat better positions. Unfortunately, having the lack of weaponry was always going to be a concern. Big upside for Heroic, in my opinion, has been sjuush being added and just being so reliable in his spots, because they take a lot of switch-ups early in rounds, and when you have sjuush on A there, you know he's not going to make the mistake. You know he's not going to give away his life, which is the only way you can lose the round. This time he has got support on the A site, though. Refresh here to back him up. And FaZe going back to that default stance that we know they like so much.
sjuush looking to put some smokage down into ramp.
Smokage, I like it.
Yeah. Just trying to spice it up a little bit, Hawker. Bomb's going to be coming back from T-spawn. Looks like it is going to be this B play for FaZe. And right now, Kidian is over here, and he's going to boost Twistzz up into the corner. Oh, this setup could be real nasty for FaZe. They come in towards this B site. They got to deal with Kidian and the rifle of Twistzz, but Kidian has changed it up slightly. He's gone in towards short.
They heard Kidian running towards short there, but now he's walking back to the site, so they might not expect this crossfire between the 2 CTs.
Yeah, Kidian is doing a lot of movement right now, but he's got back into position. He's going to miss the first shot, so a little more pressure now on Twistzz, and he handles the pressure well. He's got a double kill. Kidian with a follow-up. FaZe are being torn to pieces right now by Heroic. Twistzz and broky, absolutely nothing they can do in this one. They try and pressure this B-bomb site, but when you've got Twistzz just easily taking those and Refresh holding the flanks, there's nothing positive about this. broky getting one, but even he is found. sjuush is just ready in underpass. If you're FaZe, there's just a CT in every hole, every part of the map. There's just someone waiting for you.
Time for a timeout, FaZe say. They call the pause. And Heroic are doing a great job at just never giving away easy early fights right now to the FaZe side, which is what they want to get them into these rounds. They've always got a trick up their sleeve or a bit of aggression at the right time. That's a round where they actually play it more standard and more passive across the board, which they will do occasionally. And they still have a little trick to make sure that FaZe can't overcome Twistzz on that B-bomb site. So far, so good for Heroic. FaZe's map pick hasn't started too well for them, but maybe off the back of this pause, they'll find an answer. broky having to go without Kevlar in this round, but at least everyone has the exact weapon they would want.
Maybe it's time for broky to try and be set up. Maybe try and figure out how to put the AWP into positions where he can maybe pick apart the start of the round. broky's going to be an underpass, holding for some of that CT aggression they know Heroic like to throw at them. The call seems to be just sit back and wait. Sit back and wait for Heroic to come to you. But as you were pointing out just before the timeout, Heroic have done a very good job at never giving those chances away. So I don't think this is going to work for FaZe. I think they're going to have to do something themselves. I think they've got to be proactive instead of just waiting for the reaction. You know, this has to be a FaZe round where they set up the AWP, where they set up a rifle to try and get this opening pick. And Olof looks to be the man to try and do it. He's the only one moving right now for FaZe. He comes in towards underpass and Refresh. He's in such a good position to deal with this, especially because there's no top mid play just yet. It will come through though.
Good smoke. That means they have to back away without the AWP holding, so mid control can be taken for FaZe. Still 3 players on 0 kills though. That's got to change, and it will change. Great shot from Olof.
Really good stuff from broky as well. Gets the opening in for FaZe, and now Twistzz. He's been waiting in Palace. He's been waiting for a time to strike, and he will find sjuush. Twistzz and Cadian now a 2v5, and olofmeister with the headshot. Cadian's alone, and he's now backing into CT from nothing to a flawless round for FaZe Clan. Up until maybe this point, because Cadian has taken Twistzz down, but the B site has been taken. The bomb can get planted over that side of the map, and I think Cadian has realized, with all those mollies going in, absolutely no chance. I'm going to save the AWP.
Let's make sure we don't give away too many more players here, FaZe. Heroic's money is going to be hard to beat out at this point. I would probably prefer FaZe to just keep their own economy strong, especially considering broky didn't even have Kevlar in this round. He's got to rebuy that. You've got to rebuy all the nades. So I would personally prefer them just to focus on their own economy at this point. Nice round for FaZe. And you see how important just winning those early fights are for them. As soon as they win the early fights, it's much easier for them to win the round, because while they are spread across the map, you get those early kills and then you can group up and easily take a site. The concern I have is that Heroic were starting to sit back and play a much more standard style of play on their CT side. I don't think they'll set to continue that as this game goes on. If they start to win rounds, I would expect Heroic to start taking more initiative, and we're still unsure whether FaZe can deal with that. They forced the timeout out of Heroic, though.
Yeah, they want to try and curve any of this success that FaZe have found in the previous round. They want to make sure it's a one and done, right? You want to come up with a reply immediately. What went wrong in the last round? What can we do in this one? And FaZe, well, I think you're just happy to be able to find that pick. You know, broky getting the opening. Olof was presented an opportunity, and FaZe get those kills without being traded. They got to try and do that again here. That mid control, well, the late mid control protocol from FaZe is looking really good. You know, they have the utility in. They're generally getting that mid control off Heroic, so that's something I want to see them stick with.
This time, FaZe not spreading out as far at the start of the round. Most of them stacked towards this B side of the map. Heroic have taken some information plays into A ramp, so I think their B players will be wary of the potential B play. You can already see some nades coming through for them. FaZe won't be fully committing to the B site though, just taking their time.
I don't think you really can take too much time here if you're FaZe though, because you got to realize eventually that information is going to come in for Heroic, and olofmeister tries to take the fight up into connectors. Down, has been able to take it, and this double up setup for Heroic can be so deadly when it gets going. It seems like the initial plan to go B has been called off because Karrigan's back in underpass. I feel like they want this mid control first of all. A kill, a pick, turn it into a much more favorable situation for FaZe. But no one from Heroic is giving away a single chance right now.
Yeah, they're happy to just sit back on their sites. They're even giving up mid control here. Down has backed all the way onto the A site itself. So FaZe won't get given a chance for a frag, and that means with 43 seconds remaining, they need a solid site take with limited smokes. They only really have flashes to work with.
Arcadian trying to hold back from short, will drop back his position, and now they're trying to split into B. The Orper picking down into short. Karrigan was alone and goes down. Down is taking damage, and now it's Twistzz. He's been so good when called upon. He hasn't really needed to be called upon that much, though. He has found one. Dropping down. He hears the footsteps of Twistzz, who was quick to react, but Twistzz still comes out on top. Now broky left alone. 1v4, and what? Okay, refresh. Headshots there. 7 rounds for Heroic. And FaZe just not really getting the round going. I feel like they had a plan from the start of the round, but it seemed like it was foiled.
That's the sort of round where I almost would like FaZe to just throw one flash, even if it's not the best flash. Just throw one flash and say, let's all push with this flashbang. Let's use this flashbang as a timing window for us all to go together. Because they were just slightly spread out between the short players and the apartment players. Maybe if you can push on both sides at the same time, you've got a better chance, but they were just ever so slightly disjointed, and it is really hard to get those timings down on the T side. It is really difficult to get those timings perfect. It is a game where if you're just 1 second behind your teammate, you're probably dead because the headshots are so quick. So it's hard to do, but if FaZe are going to play this way, they've got to do it. Timeout taken ahead of this one, but we should be getting back into the action briefly. Strong start for Heroic. Still no kills on the board for Karrigan. We talked about his entries not being too successful so far for FaZe in this tournament. It's not been a good start for him in this game either.
I had to try peeking off in the last round. Arcadian, he's aware of this Twistzz lurk in towards Palace, but olofmeister's been able to find a kill onto refresh, so FaZe can't have the man advantage. Twistzz is never really peeking this corner. He'll happily sit back in Palace. But look at the double push. sjuush is going to go in for the info, and Twistzz will take his head right off. 2-man advantage at the start of the round for FaZe. Can Arcadian pull it back, though? Can he bring down Twistzz? He really wants to, but I think he's worried about the connector play. And rightfully so, because Rain is on the other side of it, and Arcadian has to drop back in a much more passive position because he's the only A player alive.
These are the sorts of rounds that FaZe need to convert after going down early, and they should have a good chance of doing so. Only one smoke, but as long as the flashes are good enough, Arcadian's AWP should be denied from CT. Twistzz is also leaning towards A, though. That could throw a spanner into the works.
Yeah, getting over here is a big deal for Heroic, because now it's not just Arcadian. They haven't got in front of those smokes. They haven't been able to get into the site. And so they're going to try some counter utility to be able to do that. And that smoke going down crits more of an angle to fight with. Maybe a Heroic player could be deep in the site. It's going to keep FaZe guessing at least. Might not have a player in there, but they've still got to be worried about it. The ball plant starts to come through, and Down is going to hold, and he finds Rain. Good peek into him. Now it brings it down into a 3v4. It's more doable, but again, it is the double up setup right now for Heroic. And retaking on a double up with lack of utility, it's not so doable. So they're just sitting back. They're waiting for an opportunity. They just have to search for, and I think this one has to be called off. I don't think Heroic have a chance with the 2 ops. No utility for the retake. FaZe don't make a mistake. That's the second round for them.
Good conversion from FaZe here, realizing it's time to just group up. We've got the 5v3, and we don't even need to get kills onto the site. As long as we just muscle our way onto it, even if we lose 1 man, we're going to be in a great position to just play the clock, win the round, make sure that Heroic can't even attempt the retake. So a nice understanding of the situation there from the FaZe side. That gets them their second round win, and they didn't even need too many kills to do it. Good sign seeing FaZe stop some of that Heroic aggression too. sjuush's push into Palace was comfortably dealt with by Twistzz. Heroic have had such a strong start, though, that they've been able to keep their economy strong. They can stick with the double AWP setup, and this time, Heroic look to contest mid early.
And Twistzz runs right into broky. He's been taking a lot of these passive setups early on the T side, waiting for that mid-aggression. And olofmeister, he's actually been the player that's getting them a lot of these important starts to the rounds.
Another really important early kill from him. You said it. It's been so vital to get these early frags through, because then you're in such a good position that you don't need further frags oftentimes to win the round. FaZe go ahead and cut the noise.
Oh, it's a difficult shot to hit that.
Yeah. It's still scary, though. If he got that kill, maybe Heroic could get back into the round.
I mean, you got to make plays like that. You got to take risky angles like that to try and pull the round back, but right now it's looking very good for FaZe. Heroic are going to get in towards ramp, and I think sjuush will be pretty happy about having this position, especially when he has his teammate beside him, and the A play is starting to come through. Twistzz will be the late lurk player out of the ramp, so I believe Twistzz is going to be waiting on that initial attention to be drawn away from connector. But right now, FaZe are just going to play contact. So they don't know they're coming through, and eventually Twistzz will peek into ramp. They know sjuush is in there now. Refresh has got the first kill. He's gone down after one, though, and Karrigan, that's more like it. 2 kills picked up, and the site taken.
Karrigan gets his first 2 kills on the board, and 2 very good-looking kills as he hits those headshots, and that's what we wanted to see more of from Karrigan, leading the pack, leading the charge onto the A-bomb site. sjuush made the right decision there to leave the ramp player and try and get that kill onto the site. Unfortunately for him, though, Karrigan was simply better in that battle. And now FaZe are slowly finding some success on their T side, and they don't need too many rounds to make this an okay half for them. With how good they've been on their CT side at this event, they have the 2nd highest CT round win percentage out of any team at the tournament. If they keep this up, they're looking good. Nice shot from KD and keeps himself safe, but Heroic's money is on the verge of being broken, and even in this round, I think they have some weaknesses. Really nice second shot from Karrigan there, just adjusts over. And you can see Heroic putting together this buy. 3 AWPs out for Heroic. That is something.
On the CT side for Heroic, though, I think Mirage is one of the maps you can actually get away with using this, though. I think Furia got away with it a few times before. I think it's been able to work. Heroic are a team that historically have gone for some of these unorthodox purchases. We remember the old P90 purchases. They have been a team that go for these kind of plays. We'll see if it works out, because I mean, we are playing pick-based Counter-Strike right now, right? So if you can get these AWPs to try and take these openings, this could get really scary for FaZe, because now you've got 3 AWPs holding all of these choke points. FaZe got to try and deal with that.
Definitely could be a good counter. sjuush getting all the way into ramp. He's pushed all the way through ramp, so they now know A ramp is completely clear. They can focus on this B site.
Refresh is going to throw his molly down, but he's going to get caught. And now it's Twistzz again. He's often in this bit in quick position. He's got to get the body shots, and he's been able to do that. Unfortunately, Rain is right below him, and the kill does come through. Gideon's been unable to line up at least one pick. And because of the huge investment into the 3 AWPs, he can't really afford to throw that all away. So Heroic can have to back away. And for FaZe, this is really solid so far. In terms of the fact that they had such a poor start coming into this one, picking up 4 rounds now on the T side, they're leaving themselves with so many options, especially because the money for Heroic is now starting to get into a dangerous territory. FaZe could be finding themselves a few more to play with on this T side. And we know the strength is the defensive half.
Exactly. And it's not like these rounds have been super flashy or super hyped for them. It's just been solid site takes, solid early kills, and Heroic can't do anything once they lose those early trades. Which FaZe will be fine with. They're just grinding out round wins right now. They will take that, 4 rounds on the board. And as you pointed out, Heroic's money is still in that somewhat awkward position where you probably should save some money for this next round now. They will have some fairly good weapons. Obviously, those 2 AWPs could always change things.
we have seen rounds won with less, but with FaZe and how they're playing in these last couple of rounds, seem to have settled in to the T side. Everyone kind of getting involved. But they're going for the B plight. Twistzz. Here with the D kill, and I kind of like this call for FaZe because you know they shouldn't have too much utility in this kind of round to slow you down in those apartments takes. Because often those Molotovs can really cause a problem separating and severing off the attack, and suddenly you have the disjointed 2 players hopping out of the apartments and you leave FaZe with only 3 up. I feel like right now is a decent call to do that, but they're just going to go slowly, try and pull out as much utility out for Heroic as possible to see what is really going on. But in doing so, they might just walk into the opposite down that's waiting for them inside of the connector. Carrigan, first victim of Stound's AWP. You know the position of 1, and now the second. olofmeister with the headshot. Cadian's down, they swing into Con, and olofmeister, he's hunting them down. The snipers are his.
Lovely work from Olof there. He just waited because he knew he needed his teammate to set up the flash for that second fight. He wasn't just wanting the 1 kill. He wanted to get the double. He was thinking ahead. He was thinking how to get that second frag. The flash sets it up. And now with 37 seconds remaining, FaZe need to get that bomb near to a bomb site. But if they go B, it should be fairly easy to overcome just the dig of refresh.
Yeah, and Rain's cutting off these rotations as well. So the B site will certainly be taken. Rain will find a headshot on the sjuush, but Twistzz with a ridiculous shot, of course. And he'll pick up the AK, but refresh in the meantime has been found, and FaZe will get the site. A round win for FaZe, now up to 5, and Twistzz recovering the AWP, but olofmeister's aware of that. Anybody who picks up an AWP in this round just gets killed by olofmeister.
Apparently. Olof hunting down those snipers. Good to see. Heroic take their second time out. And for some context, if you missed FaZe's game earlier today, they played against Vitality. They got 5 rounds total on their T side, and then they went on to win 11 out of the 12 CT rounds they played and beat them 16-11. So the fact they're already up to 5 is a good sign, and the fact they could get even more here is even better for them.
Oh, it was so nice to just spot Cadian's head up short. And because he had lost his teammate initially in the underpass, he knew the secondary AWP was likely still to be in calm because you're not very confident in terms of watching Cadian up on shore. You're confident that your AWP should be in connector still because you still want the AWP there to cover off both avenues of mid. So olofmeister does very well. And now 7-5. In terms of the buy here for Heroic, back to the 1 AWP, and let's see if Cadian can make it work.
Carrigan moving quickly towards connector, but the bomb's been left at spawn. Good flash, and refresh takes the frag. Aggression on mid from Heroic works wonders. They win the early trades, and now FaZe need to find an answer.
And the mid control has been an issue for Heroic, so great stuff from them. 4 versus 3. Bomb's going to be picked up, and the answer seems to be going over towards this B side. At least Twistzz is going over towards top middle. Although, at this point, you have so much time that you're just kind of waiting until you get as much information. Maybe one of your teammates can make a play. It looks like broky could be a playmaker, but getting in towards this angle to fight CT with the AWP whilst you're scoped in, I think Cadian's got that 10 times out of 10.
You called it, Dinko. Cadian is currently holding.
I mean, if broky walks in with a scope out, Cadian's going to kill him.
This is awkward because broky has all the nades. So smoking CT isn't an option now. The best you can do is maybe have Twistzz throw a flash in, and sjuush is even coming over to assist.
He's got to have rifle support here. He's got to try and distract away from Cadian and pull that scope down. And broky's having to use the utility, having to nearly sacrifice his life to get the nades down into the site. And now goes Cadian into the site itself, looking for a pick. The bomb is out to his right side. olofmeister's got downstairs, and sjuush has fallen to broky. broky's doing so much work, but Twistzz has been found, and that's the bomb down. Cadian has eliminated the bomb carrier, and that has called broky out of his safe spot at Palace to try and get the bomb down, but Stound is in ramp, and it's all on Olof. Headshot is good on the first, but he's much more. With Heroic just falling back, they know they've won the round. Olof's out of here. There's another round for Heroic. 8 rounds on the board. They've already run 1.5 by a minimum of 1. But I think the key player there is Cadian just staying alive, right? He could have went down if he takes a wide angle, but just spots the bomb out.
That's what Heroic are good at. These initial kills from Refresh were really, really quick, which helped on the mid aggression. And then Heroic just makes sure that FaZe take too much time having to clear out all those angles on the site. It means that they can start to push out elsewhere. They've got the flanks, they've got the rotates, they've got everyone in position to deny the play from FaZe. Smoke down early, Down playing behind it. He's going to walk in, but Olof's already here. Olof's ready for him.
Another great opening from Olof. Master Olof. This is his garden.
He has taken a nade for his troubles, but I'm sure he'll be fine with that. FaZe are all on this A side of the map, apart from Rain, who's sitting at top mid. Heroic themselves have rotated heavily into position, and sjuush is here, fighting his way out of it, but he misses his opportunity. broky able to find the trade. That was such a great chance for sjuush, but he fluffs it.
And Cadian will be holding in from CT, but Twistzz fights in middle with an MP9. The SMG at long range gets the kill, and now we're at a 3v3. An equilibrium once again established, but the B site was empty. Twistzz has arrived. It's not a very strong hold right now with an MP9, so they do need refresh to come and bolster the defense. But Twistzz close by could help out. And Twistzz is at the ready. MP9 up onto Twistzz, but he's missed the first shot. And that's enough time to react. And oh, the lineup! Refresh takes 2 down. Twistzz and Carrigan hit the deck, and now suddenly it is only broky. And he walks right into the waiting arms of Cadian. 9 rounds for Heroic. It looked like there was a chance there for FaZe, but the bomb plant denied in one foul swoop.
It's Refresh who's been making plays in the last couple of rounds, coming in with important double kills at the right time. Earlier it was early in the round, this time it's late in the round. Carrigan thought he was fine to plant the bomb. He thought he was okay. That molly was not quite far enough to keep Refresh out of that angle. And into the last round of the half, FaZe want to go back to this A site execute.
Utility getting dumped in. Flash is going through as well. sjuush is burned away. Carrigan, great start to the round here for Heroic. Awful for FaZe. And now they're going through. Twistzz is left in Palace. sjuush swinging out. The flashes are so good. The utility cutting them apart, but Twistzz on the double is not enough to get it going. It's a 10-5 half here on Mirage. The first, and Heroic are looking good heading into the second. Their strength is known to be on the second half, and we're going to have to see a big turnaround. They've only posted 5 rounds, Holka, but we know how good they can be on the CT side.
It could be enough. Olof been playing well so far, but oh boy, he's missed those shots on mid, and that is not the ideal start to the round.
Awful start, and now it looks like Heroic want to put pressure on Carrigan, and he will handle it. Headshot is in. Rain is found to follow up, and good stuff here. Carrigan's being fought on so many angles, and he's going for more. Carrigan! He's found another, finally taken out by Stown. Inside of the site, another lies, but it's only Stown left alone. He's got a clutch in his hands, a 3 versus 1. Stown is looking for his first victim. He goes into the market.
They've got the bomb. He can just back away.
They're going to play together. Swarm the bomb. I think at this point, Stown's likelihood of winning this round is incredibly slim. Especially because he has to go through that murder hole, and on the other side of it is potential murderer of broky. But you look at the time, and there is a minute left for Stown, so he can go through CT spawn. He's afforded this chance. Start to wrap around the A-bomb site. By the time he gets into middle, though, there will be very limited time to check all of these positions. The jungle peek from broky is starting to come through, but the timing has worked out to allow Stown to go in towards jungle, and broky could just be his first victim, but what? Okay, broky just spins around. I think it was a 180 headshot from broky.
Wow, that is a shame for Stown. He misses 3 shots, and broky turns around and hits him with the instant headshot. So, a couple of mistakes and a couple of missed opportunities there for Stown at the end. These shots, though, Carrigan having to hit the jumping player. You see Heroic just trying to jump to offset his aim, and that flick from broky is filthy.
Stupid. Although this round from Heroic, they've got the A count on Twistzz. And broky has just tiked him up to 31 HP. He wanted to throw the HE, and that would have actually ended up in a kill. So Heroic need to be careful here. Looks like they want to try and get a bomb plant out of this Palace play. This can often work on Mirage.
AK now in the hands of Stown, who still has full health. Rain is committed to the site. broky alongside him. Rain may have a tough time mowing down all these players on different angles, though. If they could fly out of Palace, especially with the scout holding it, could be pretty awkward for him.
Smoke's going down. Rain's trying to play on the edge of it. Gonna be a kill for broky on the Twistzz. He's out of play. Another dropping down into the site, trying to get on towards the site itself, and Rain is just holding on the edge of the smoke. Refresh tries to swing out. You know there's chances here, but right now, but they're not getting any of the kills, Heroic. I think FaZe are pretty happy about just denying the bomb plant for the time being. Now Rain gets aggressive, he finds Down. The rifle out of play, and Heroic's chances of doing anything this round are starting to drop down, but Cadian will try and elevate them once more.
Bomb is being thrown to the side.
And the AK as well. Oh, I love
across.
this. And they found another headshot, so this is doable now for Heroic.
Finally, Refresh gets that AK into his hands, and he goes for the fight, but broky shuts him down.
Yeah, he's waiting for that. You know, he's watching the AK slide across the floor, so Cadian's Deagle has to do it all, and broky saving the day. What a round from him. 4 picked up. He's killed everybody, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Close to it. Rain's position on the site was, it was one that was kind of hard for him to play from. That smoke certainly helped. That helped him cut down on the angles he had to be concerned about. But even when Heroic gets stalled so heavily, they land some really good shots to get it into a somewhat close round. That has kept FaZe's economy low in this round. However, the CT should have a fantastic opportunity to build their bank in this one.
olofmeister starting to come up through the underpass of the MP9. Oh, could be a bit of money for him. Refresh, walks back into his crosshair. And olofmeister is ready for that. Although Heroic are really taking this a bit of a timeout at the moment, just slowing down the play in the Glock rounds. They still have 2 flashes still alive on Twistzz, so maybe they could get something. Olof's actually just dropped down in the underpass again, so chance here for Heroic to get by. They would have to challenge Karrigan, and in the position he's playing right now, he's getting that early info on B, so there's no chance really for an explosive play to try and get out towards the site, and they know that now, Heroic. They're going to walk into Olof. Moneymaker, let's go. Olof's found one, sjuush is down, and Olof will eventually fall to the P250.
Olof makes a bit of money. Not a bad day's work for him. $1,200 earned. Paid for the MP9, which he has now lost. Heroic, 35 seconds. Just trying to see if they can run it towards the site at this point. They've got a couple of flashes, which they might as well try and use. But I doubt they're going to get a chance to do too much.
Every round is dangerous, though, when Heroic are focused in, but they've just been spotted. broky knows where they are, and hasn't really got the timing, though. Flash is going to come over the top, and Twistzz has a deagle. HE will go through, no Kevlar. Hasn't really reached. Oh, it will. Twistzz has been eliminated. Rain as well under the wood, and eventually the kills all come through. FaZe will get an 8th round, 10 to 8 on the board. I like how Heroic just take their time. They try every single option, and it just doesn't work. They exhaust their chances, and now comes the buy. The AK's out, the AWP for Cadian. And for FaZe, it's still the rifles. No ult for them yet.
Get to see if Cadian can come through with that ult. He's had some good moments so far on Mirage, but wouldn't mind seeing a bit more from him, considering how good we know he can be on this team. Boost up early. I don't think FaZe will be crossing, though. Rain playing up on this Palace position. Oftentimes at a very strong angle, one that's hard to flush out. The downside is that you are quite committed to the bomb site. Flashes, not allowing Cadian the kill. broky falls back, and Heroic turn their attention elsewhere. Look at the rotate from FaZe. They've got a good feeling about this.
broky getting into window. Smoke is going to go in. Heroic. Do they commit off of it, though? They have taken this mid-control with Twistzz getting out towards top boxes. Heroic have a minute left, and Cadian might just try and get the pick. The jump spotting player of Karrigan might just lose his head quite quickly, but Cadian not reacting quickly enough. And now olofmeister, he has a good position. He's found one. Karrigan burns away the second, and the attack is halted here for Heroic. 47 seconds, they go into Olof again. Another headshot for him, and this one, there's nothing for Heroic. It's absolutely shut down. FaZe will be very happy about this one.
I likely needed some better flashes to really get out of that choke point. Otherwise, you are in that position where the CTs have a bunch of different angles. It's so hard to clear them. It's so hard to trade the kills because you're kind of just taking the fights one by one, and you don't have a great ability to force the trade frag. And now FaZe up to 9. Coming through with another strong start to the CT side. Uh-oh. This could be after time. Twistzz swings. Smart play. Now he should survive.
Yeah, he needs to get into spawn, though. Karrigan unfortunately goes down there. Would have been a huge find for him, but it will be a 9th round for FaZe. And this is what we're talking about. Their CT side is so strong. You know, if they get 5 on the T side, it can often be enough for them. These holds are so good.
Yeah, Rain dying at the end there. No big deal because they've got so much money across the board. Heroic don't have that same ability to buy though. Twistzz with just the saved AK. Hasn't been the best game for Twistzz so far. He's had a couple of good moments, but we know how good he can be with these aggressive plays on the T side. That smoke's gone slightly deeper than you might want it to. Twistzz having to be aware of connector, but he finally creeps on up. The rest of his players are all in B apartments, so they'll try and draw the attention away, and maybe Twistzz can come in from behind. He's made his way up into the ladder room. Heroic have a couple of flashes this time for the B side too. Oh, they could go into the AK of Twistzz here if they're not careful.
Oh, that's not what you want. Twistzz could be finding a stick opening here. Olof thought, Twistzz, if he waited just a second longer, I think he gets that kill, but it's trigger happy. Oh, Karrigan takes damage, but no kill yet for Heroic. Maybe they can find it off Cadian getting up in the window. Good positions being taken from Heroic, and they've actually got a good bit of map control. FaZe have to be aware of their possible weaknesses, though. They have stock on Twistzz being in towards ladder room, so they should be aware of everything else.
Yeah, I thought we'd see Heroic just pounce on the B site once they saw the boost, because they knew the B players were out of position, but this is the other option. Take control elsewhere. Cadian breaks the vent, and now FaZe have to be scared of a few positions. They've been pushed back here.
Oh, olofmeister, great headshot. Broky as well, doing work in Karrigan. Getting the other. Heroic again, crumbling. Once they hit the choke points, once they hit the sights, they're just getting torn apart. Great hole tip from Karrigan again. You know, he did have a quiet T side, but he's getting a lot of impact on the CT side. And it's 10-10 as we tie things up.
This Karrigan Olof B defense showing it's not going to be exploitable in these early rounds. They've locked it down when they've been called upon. Match has been paused ahead of this next gun round. All tied up here. FaZe winning every CT round so far. Heroic trying to find some answers. They don't have Hunden here with them. So hopefully they can still find the solutions, because that was another question. How much say was Hunden having on this roster? Cadian, certainly someone who has been an IGL, but hasn't been an IGL at the top level for too long of a time. And this is where, when you're struggling to get T rounds on the board, when you're struggling to beat the CT side, you need that ability to adapt on the fly. You need that ability to figure out what's been going wrong in game. It's quite a hard skill to have. It oftentimes comes with experience. Styles taking the AWP in this one, out of the hands of Cadian. See if he can find a mid pick early. Doesn't look like it, because FaZe aren't challenging mid to begin with.
Molotov's going to go deep into Refresh. He's going to throw one in reply. So he's training out some utility early at B, and then Refresh is going to drop back. Seems like this mid control again wants to come in for Heroic. I wonder if Refresh goes down into underpass. lit play here for him to come out. Heroic don't want to go out into middle until they have that underpass player in position, though. So just going for the default here. Heroic trying to take that mid control. At this point, FaZe are doing the same that Heroic were doing, right? They're giving them this mid control very easily. But it's when Heroic goes into the sites that it becomes difficult, because FaZe are just so good at getting all of these kills lined up.
Has been the problem so far.
Oh.
Coming into the A site from mid, though. broky forced off the angle early.
Really cool execute here from FaZe. I'm really Heroic, should I say. I'm really liking this from them. Refresh has gone in. Headshot onto Rain. Twistzz on the double kill. Nearly gets away with a third. Finally, Carrigan arrives for the party, but he's shut down by Cadian. A 1v3 clutch is needed, and Cadian looks back to the right position, but Olaf with the headshot. Really cool round for Heroic, but it's FaZe Clan that hold on.
Olof's been hitting some shots today, man, and Twistzz finally coming into play. We haven't said his name much throughout this series so far, but a lovely lineup onto those two players. We know that he has been so good for FaZe so far, so I'm sure if he is needed, he will be able to step up. broky's really been delivering today. He's had some impressive plays already earlier in the day. Now he's up to 20 kills here. Looks like he is one of those players who is stepping up under the pressure of the land right now. Heroic do have a buy, and they want to see if they can find an early fight. Stound's having a little look, but no one there to meet him at B right now.
Heroic swinging out into mid. Cadian's going to get up into connector quite quickly, and this is what you can do on Heroic. You can take those mid control, but Cadian's just going to go down again into connector. olofmeister the next to be tested, and he's going to hold as well. And double kill from olofmeister. Nearly gets away with a third, but it's Twistzz up on the ladder. They weren't accounting for the second player there, and now it's just Stound. He's left alone. He's got to find his way into a 1v4. Stound has got to deliver Heroics for Heroic, and he's found the first. Carrigan down, another one for Stound. And then suddenly it's just Twistzz and Rain left alone against Stound. Oh, another smoke into short. Stound will get on the other side of it. Twistzz holding. Down is to go around from CT into the murder hole. Limited time. Stound does not have the bomb, so he's got to go back into the ladder room just to pick that up. And I think with the limited time, they start to realize now he's got to come into them. And so they double up. Rain and Twistzz inside of the ladder room. Stound has to pull off just an incredible play here. Don't know how he does it. Set up should be winning the round. Goes in, tries to turn to the 1v1, and Rain will find the frag. It's 12-10. FaZe Clan are just dominating on the CT side.
Nice try from Stound, but Heroic not getting these trades right now. sjuush was not even looking that way. He was watching for the flank through mid. So as they go around the corner, he's unable to react. Heroic just unable to get anywhere near these bomb sites right now. It may be time for more of a set play for them just to get onto a site itself. Bit of reassurance coming through on every single Heroic player. Maybe that's the lucky shoulder rub they needed. People have weird superstitions, man. I'm sure someone has a lucky shoulder rub out there.
Yeah, what? You got any superstitions, Volker?
Not really.
I have one. Every time I see a magpie, I have to like nod my head at the magpie. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna get bad luck.
What, you think the magpie is just the
like
owner of all luck?
a solo magpie? You know, because they're meant to be coupled up. So.
Oh,
like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like a lonely magpie is apparently a sign of bad luck.
There you go.
Well, Refresh running up into connector. Tech 9 looking to put down pressure and Rain. Oh, he gets caught. He gets dinged, but not enough for the kill. And for that, it is Twistzz, the only player getting something. Twistzz from Underwood has been able to dish out some damage, and he'll continue to do that because Twistzz does not care. Stound is left alone in the connector with a deagle. He starts to come on out, looking for a fight. Does damage, but immediately broky will find the headshot. This is looking unbelievably solid on the CT side for FaZe. Who needs T sides?
It's almost felt too easy for them at points here. Yeah, they grinded enough rounds in that first half. They made enough solid plays to put them into this position. Heroic haven't found the answer. They've been getting mid control in almost every round, but it hasn't led to round wins so far for Heroic. I wouldn't mind just seeing a site take early. Wow, broky mollying behind him. Smoke goes down from Rain. Rain sitting on the other side. He's not got his gun out. Flashes are good. Heroic trying for a faster play to the site. And Refresh takes the first fight. Oh, Twistzz coming back with 2 headshots. And he may look for more.
Oh, he's burning though. He has to take a wider fight. And up in Palace lies another, but Twistzz has dealt them a bad hand at the start of the round. In fact, he has snapped their necks right off the top of their bodies. And Twistzz is now trying to get involved, but broky somehow still gets the kill. And every fight is going FaZe Clan's way.
It almost looked like he got dinked there. I'm not sure if he did or not through the vent. Either way, 1 HP he gets away with, and now Cadian wants a kill, but broky isn't missing right now.
broky's having a great game. 23 and 10 right now. sjuush comes down, and broky again. 3K for him. 14 rounds for FaZe Clan. Heroic haven't won a single round in this second half.
They just can't find their way in, even when they get some early success with that first fight. They're still so spread out. I'm really surprised that Heroic is staying spread across the map like this. You see, they get the early kill, and then they just kind of slow it down.
He nearly gets the collapse.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
That would have been unbelievable. And then broky, I mean, you have Twistzz with the initial hold, and then broky just picks off the remaining players just lagging behind. They're going to go for a quick flight here. Heroic out to the A site. broky looking to hold on. Another good kill for him, and Rin this time swinging out into the open. He wants something. Got a headshot. broky. Another flick down. Gideon out of play. Oh, broky, this is just unbelievable. This is just unfair. Finally, Twistzz shuts down the final 2, and FaZe Clan are on map point. A flawless CT half.
Twistzz took a couple of those kills at the end, but still some solid work from broky, just dancing around the site. The movement is what's really impressing me about broky right now. The way he just pre-strafed and almost pre-fired for that first kill he got was really cool to see. FaZe are so good on the CT side. Heroic can't find any way to counter them right here. Carrigan making his way up mid. We've got the switch up from the European squad. Great flashbang. Twistzz is out of there. Everything that FaZe touches turns to gold right now.
Heroic, can they get around here in the T side? They're going to try on B, but Olof, another kill. That was designed to bait out the shot of the Ulper, but Olof's so quick, he just gets the kill on Refresh. And now we're in a 4v3. There has been at least a kill for Stown found, but need much more of that out of Heroic. Stown walking up connector. Rain, he might be found, but he's in Ninja right now. He's got that cover, and that will allow Stown to get closer because Rain's not picking up info here. But Stown is making noise, and now Rin does hear him. He knows exactly where Stown is. He peeks out, headshot in from behind, and the ball plant for Heroic starts to come in. Is locked in. It's a 2v3. sjuush needs a kill, but he falls down. It's Cadian in the 1v3 clutch. AWP at the ready. broky comes into the angle, but missed shot for Cadian, and immediate death. A flawless half from FaZe on the CT side after what was a very one-sided first half affair for Heroic. They don't get a single round in the second half. We're coming back after the break to break this one down, but FaZe are happy.